All right, guys, today we'll be showing you the recoil hack. This actual hack will work on any 26, 27, or 33. So that's Glock 26, Glock 27, or Glock 33. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments below. All right, and make sure to like the videos if it's helping you in any way, and please subscribe if you want to be notified of any new videos that we drop. That way you'll get a notification and you'll be able to see the new content that we put out. All right, we've been putting out a lot of content. I've been doing 1 to 2 videos per day, sometimes even more. All right, so if it's definitely helping you in any way, please like and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. We'll go ahead and do our safety check. So I know this one is clear because I just cleaned it before I cut the camera on. All right, and in a previous video, it explains how to break down, and I give 2 cleaning hacks, all right, for any Glock. So make sure you guys check that out. All right. Okay, before we get into it, I almost forgot. So YouTube has tightened up on their policies, and they don't want us showing you guys how to install, triggers and connectors and parts that's going to actually turn your gun into a race gun or make the gun operate in a better manner or more rapid manner than it came stock. All right, so Mr. YouTube, that's not one of these videos today. Basically, this is just for mitigating recoil or helping out with recoil. All right, so don't strike me on this one. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. So let's break the gun down. All right, so if you guessed that it was dealing with the recoil spring, you guessed right. Now I want you to look at the front of my Gen 3 Glock 26 here. And you'll notice that it probably looks a little different from yours. All right. And this is actually the stock recoil spring. But I'll show you how it may differ from yours. All right. Let's go ahead and take it out. Believe it or not, this is my stock recoil spring. I basically turned it into a non-captive dual recoil spring. This is 100% the stock recoil spring. All right. So if any of you guys are handy with tools, you can figure out how to do this. All I'll do is just show you close-ups. All right. And then in a second, you'll see why you may consider doing this. Now, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not telling any of you guys to go out and do this. I am just sharing my experiences with you. Okay. All right. So with a close up with this shot here, you should definitely be able to figure out what I did. All right. I can't explain it to you per YouTube. All right. So let's get into it. On the Glock 26, the Glock 27, and the Glock 33, I believe they all use the same recoil spring. All right. Now, the stock weight of both of these 2 springs combined, which you have your inner recoil because it goes inside, and then the outer recoil spring. Both of these combined gives you a combined weight of 16 pounds. Okay, so the stock recoil spring is 16 pounds. Now, when I was doing my Glock 26 real world review, I mentioned to you guys that I felt like the gun was, when it recoiled, it felt like it was slamming into the back of the gun. Now, all guns do this, but for some reason with this gun, I could feel it a little more, you know, and I wanted to basically keep the wear and tear on the gun down and come up with a remedy that would take that feeling away, you know, and also control the recoil a little bit better, sorry. So here's what I did. Now, the reason I made my stock recoil spring non-captive, let me show you why. Voila. All right. These two springs combined give you a total weight of 18 pounds. All right. So that's 18 pounds. Okay. Now, this is a stainless steel guide rod. Okay. Aftermarket part, of course. Stainless steel. Looks familiar, right? Your stock guide rod is plastic. It's actually a very good part. And you don't need it to be captive for it to function right, because there's a groove in here that the spring locks into, so it's not going to fly out. All right. And obviously they sell the aftermarket setup that way, so you know it's not going to hurt your firearm. All right. Nothing's going to come out of there. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of things. So think about this. You got 16 pounds here, and you have these two combining for 18 pounds. All right. Now, they do have higher spring weight combinations. Okay. For the type of rounds that I shoot out of this particular gun, I don't recommend going higher than 124 grain. Okay. So in the I was about to say in the gym, in the range, I shoot 115 ball ammo, 115 grain. Okay. And I noticed that feeling that I was explaining earlier with 115 grain ball ammo. All right. So I wanted to make that the base point for me doing this experiment, which I've performed already and put hundreds and hundreds of rounds through this Glock 26. Okay. Now, let me weigh the difference of the two. Let's get the scale. I just want to show you something. Okay, let's say you conceal carry, and this is your EDC, your everyday carry, or your concealed carry weapon, right? CCW. The springs, they weigh the same amount, so there's no need to weigh those. I weighed them already off camera. All right. Here's your plastic guide rod. It's 1.9 grams. Here's the stainless steel guide rod. It's 13.1 grams. All right. I believe it's 28 grams in an ounce. So you add half an ounce to your firearm weight with a stainless steel guide rod. Now, to some people, once you install this guide rod, the stainless steel guide rod, you may feel the difference in weight. And then there's some of you guys that, you know, it may not bother you. All right. When I conceal this gun, I want to keep it as light as possible. So I use the pieces that came stock with it. All right, of course it's modified. Again, you can look there in those handy with tools. You can see what I did to make it non-captive. All right. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, as far as the difference in weight in the two, you'll be able to decide which way you want to go with whether you want to use the stainless steel guide rod or if you want to use your stock guide rod after you follow and do what I did to make it non-captive. All right. Now, the reason why you may want to do this is, again, if you want to keep the gun lighter, you got 16 pounds right here. And that's the spring weight. Now, before I go any further and forget, these are the cups for the outer spring. All right. And they're both stainless, even the stock one. This is the stock one here. And this is the one that came with my stainless steel guide rod. All right. The one that comes with the stainless steel guide rod is like 0.5 grams lighter. Okay. So they're fairly the same weight. All right. And like I said, they're both stainless. So you don't even have to swap that out. All right. Now, getting back to what I was mentioning earlier. Here, with my aftermarket springs, the total weight, again, is 18 pounds. So to help control the recoil even better, what you can do is you can run one spring from the stock 16-pound combination and one spring from your aftermarket. All right. It doesn't matter which one, because both combined here are 18 pounds and both combined here are 16 pounds. So whichever one you choose, it's going to be 8 and 8 here, and it's going to be 9 and 9 here. All right. So you can actually run these two together and it'll give you 17 pounds. All right. Well, either way, run them together and it'll give you 17 pounds. All right. Or you can just run straight 18 pound. So you can play with it and take it to the range, try each setup and see which one you like. Cycle different types of ammo through, and one, make sure you don't have any failures or misfeeds or failure to ejects or anything like that. I didn't have any problems. I've run it both ways. I've run it with 18 and I run it with 17, and then it came stock with 16. Okay, so if I'm going to conceal carry or carry this gun for any reason, then basically, even if I run 17, I run one of the stock springs and then one of my aftermarket springs. And then that gives me a combination of 17 pounds. So one more pound than how the gun came stock. All right. And then if I'm not concealed carrying the gun and I'm using it for a home gun or a truck gun or car gun, something of that nature, then I'll put the stainless steel guide rod in. All right. And I'll either run it as an 18-pound combination or a 17-pound combination, because I'm not worried about weight. Me, I can feel the difference with the heavier guide rod in, and once it's, you know, fully loaded, I can actually feel the difference. So that half ounce makes a difference as far as, you know, trying to conceal carry the gun. So folks, that's the hack. I wanted to show you guys that, and that's a way that you could, you know, help your Glock 26, 27, or 33 recoil better. Have a good one.